I'm Spencer Laux. Per usual. Let's go to May. It's gonna be May 1st against Zach Gallen. If you were to tell me in real baseball, if you were to tell me these two pitchers, and you were to read off their numbers for the year, I would probably flip them. I wouldn't be guessing Jose. I mean, because Zach Gallen, some people think is going to be really, really, really good. And Jose Quintana has had good games, but he just... It's weird because I was a big fan of him for the White Sox for a while. He was always pitching 200 innings. It was pretty good. Oh, man, he's low on energy, but it's hot. Oh, man. So the Cubs are still largely recovering from that 16-inning game. I feel like I may have to go to AAA here to get people, just to get people to fill in, because everyone's legitimately real flippin' tired. I guess we'll put Nico Hoerner at third. I mean, I'm not stoked about sitting a lot of the best players here. Is that Gallen's right-hand pitcher? Okay, good. We'll see if it asks me to... I'm going to put Almora in center field for Hap. God, it's probably going to have me sit out Contreras. We'll see. I'm assuming it'll say Wilson Contreras is tired. Yeah. So Caratini goes back in again. But I'm not really crazy about anybody here. God, who's there? Oh, Jason Hayward's the only person. Oh, I guess Nico Hoerner. You know what? Let's lead off with Nico Hoerner. Although Hernan Perez had a good game too, so we'll put him not in the 4 spot. Jesus, what is even going on? Okay, ugh. Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. Whew. Let's see how things go here, huh? But I don't know, man. That's hot coffee. That coffee is hot. Whew. Who-da? Bam, 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 the Diamondbacks first to come. Bam, 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 bam. Two pretty good teams, bam, bam, bam. The Diamondbacks first to come. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. That guy's very excited. Zach Gallen, like I said, he is a pick this year to be really good. The numbers in the computer is not agreeing. It is frustrating for players that have barely played or that have not played at all, but their ratings are as low as they are. The best example of that is probably Jesus Luzardo, who's a 70-something in this game, but is picked by many, especially because he was going to have an innings limit. That was his biggest concern, was that he was only going to throw 130, 150 innings. But everyone was like, he pitched like 16 innings last year and hit, and struck out, he struck out like, or maybe it was 12. He struck out like 17 people in like 12 innings and only gave up like 4 or 5 hits and only walked 1 or 2 people. So it was one of those things where it's like, the numbers are good. He's probably going to be real good. Could very easily be Rookie of the Year. And now that since they don't have an innings limit, because they're only going to play 80 to 100 games if they get that, you can start talking about Cy Young. I know it's early because, like I said, he's only pitched less than 20 innings in the majors, but his stuff's real good. And people mostly agree that he's going to be real good. Well, 2 pitches, 1 out. That's not great, but Anthony Rizzo's up, so let's see if he can't. I know, let's see some dongers. Right out the bat, let's see some dongers. I feel like there's been a lack of dong lately. The last game was absurd because the Cubs scored all their runs in the 8th inning. Like Madison Bumgarner and Yu Darvish both like shut down both teams. Some zona dongers. The air is real thin. Zona dong. It's the heat. But they got a humidor at Zona, which didn't kill the ball as much as they thought it was going to, I think. But that looked a little. Maybe it was good. 1-2. Ooh, nice. That way to stay in there, Riz. Good job, Riz. Oh, that's going to be good because he's hitting against the shift, so that should be good for 2, at least. And just 2 because Anthony Rizzo, for some reason, is only a 19 in speed.
Batting third, the left fielder,
Kyle Schwarber, who they're also going to maybe have the shift on, not at least maybe in the outfield, not necessarily. That I love it when players just go with the pitch. That's my favorite. Like, I like watching that more than I like watching dongers half the time, or the altitude. Well, and I think the Diamondbacks have altitude, but heat though too. In hotter places, the ball goes further, I think, or I shouldn't say hotter in dry climates. I don't know if the altitude is the reason for 415 foot. All right. Schwarber knocks a single. The Cubs got something cooking here. First and third, with 1 out.
the right fielder.
I mean, it doesn't matter. With the anyone would rather hit in Colorado, regardless. Yeah, the Polo Grounds is awesome. I love that. I didn't realize the Polo Grounds looked the way they did. Check out the Polo Grounds dimensions. It's like, it goes like this, and then it goes like this, and then in center field is like a square that's like goes 450 feet, maybe even longer than that. I went to a game at Old Tiger Stadium when I was like 12. And that Tiger Stadium was 440 in center. I still think that where the Tigers, where they play, it's not that far, but it's like, it might be 420 or 430 in center. And then, yeah, like old Yankee Stadium, like really, really, really old Yankee Stadium, used to be 500 and some feet in center. I like that, though. I think it'd be cool for players to, like, hit a 480-foot thing and still have to run. Like, I like the idea of, like, the outfielder being like, oh, shit, like, a dead sprint, like, trying to get... And then also, like, oh, it's going to probably score a run! Save! In reality, the catcher probably would have picked that up and tagged out the runner. But you know what? I feel like the computer has fucked over the Cubs more... Even though the Cubs have a great record, I feel like the things I've watched is the Cubs have gotten fucked over more by weird computer faults than not. It very easily could be. I think the Polo Grounds is where the warning track came from. Because I think it was literally like a place where they had like horse racing. And so, but outfielders liked it. Because it gave them a relative sense of where the wall was when they like hit dirt. So that was one of the things where like a warding track was accidentally invented because it helped ward players when the fence was about to be. Yeah. Oh boy! Come on, Hernan. One, 2 to Hernan. Oh, Hernan! Making me look silly for putting him in. All right, though. That's okay. It's all right. If the Cubs can get another run or two here in the first, I'll feel a lot more comfortable with having so many starters sitting on the bench today. Because Contreras and Bryant both aren't starting. and they're probably the two. I think they have the two highest averages on the team. Contreras for sure has the most home runs. Bryant probably is in the middle somewhere on the team for home runs. By the way, for those who were watching, I'm hosting a trivia. Yes, it's gonna drop. Are they gonna send him home? They do, and there's not even gonna be a throw. Is that Schwarbs? Schwarbs has good speed in this. Like, he's got a 48 speed. Like, you wouldn't think he's that much faster than most of the people on the team, but he is. But I'm hosting a trivia here at 9 o'clock Central, so in about 3 hours. Hopefully this game doesn't do something crazy like go 3 hours. I don't think it will. But, strike one to Albert Almora Jr. But, if you want to play trivia, there is a baseball category. It is the first category of the trivia. And then there's another baseball question in a miscellaneous category. But,
one ball, one strike.
Yeah. What was I going to say about that? I don't know. Oh, down the line, it gets bobbled. Can Almora run it out? He does beat it out. I think they'll give him a base hit as the third baseman had to die for it. How much for the answers? I mean, it's just for fun. It's just to entertain people. I am going to totally have my Venmo up if people want to Venmo me it if they're having fun. And it's my first time that I'll be, like, streaming through OBS. Right now I'm streaming just straight through my PS4, so it's very, like... It's very simplistic the way I'm doing it right now, is I literally just have a PlayStation camera on me. PlayStation 4 is playing the game. I'm just talking about it. I have my computer up so I can see the chat room. Really simple. Oh, that's going to drop two. Score one, maybe two. And it does. Throw to third, maybe? Nope, not even a throw to third. And the Cubs have scored 4 runs. 4, 6, 8. So I think the pitcher's going to be up. It is. Jose Quintana. You know you're feeling like you're in a good spot as a pitcher when you're up to bat before you've thrown the ball. So Jose Quintana's up. A chance to help his own cause here. But the game's just for fun. Especially since there's no way. I might have some prize. I don't know what it would be. It'd be something really dumb. Like me saying something or me writing something for somebody or me sending some sort of gag prize. But that way it'll... not that I think anyone will cheat, as it's most people that are doing it are people that I know. But it will dissuade people from... Since there's nothing to win, there's no reason to cheat. As a person who loves trivia, I really, really hate it when people cheat. Like, I've been on teams before where even if they didn't say they were cheating, you could tell that they were cheating, and I don't like it. I get really mad about it. So yeah. Like, what's the point? Like, if you're gonna do it, I don't know. Especially when it's because it's usually for, I don't know. You got me on a whole other thing. Oh, Quintana. Well, Quintana's working the count, if nothing else. He's worked at the 3-2. So Zach Gallen has pitched 31 pitches in the first inning, which is a lot of pitches for one inning. And, Quintana was very close. Where the answer exactly had it, so it's material for the question. Yeah, like... Ah, shit, I dropped coffee. I say that like it's a... I dropped some coffee. Better pick that up. Ugh. Yeah, and maybe it's just that I like trivia. I don't know. Like sometimes when I don't get it. Jose Quintana looking real good this year.
Leading off for the
Starling
Diamondbacks,
Marte, though, on a 5-game
the
hitting
left
streak.
fielder, Starling.
A pop-up right to Caratini. And Quintana's start, his pitch count will probably top out around 80, as his energy was pretty low. He must have pitched a lot of innings last game, or a lot of pitches. I didn't think he pitched that much, but maybe he did. So we'll see, and especially if they're able to maintain this lead. And it'd be nice to get into the Diamondbacks bullpen early, because the Cubs' bullpen has been... In the last 2 games, there was that 16-inning game, and then last night, I don't think... I can't remember how far Darvish got. He maybe got through 5 or 6, but they still had to use the bullpen. That should have been a strike. That was a strike.
No, that's low.
Here comes the 2-1. Oh, he went. 2-2 to Nick Ahmed. Here we go. Oh, ripped down the line, butt foul. And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Jose Quintana looking good through the first couple of outs, with a pop out on the first pitch and then a strikeout from the next batter. Nick Ahmed was a Marte sandwich with Starling at one end of it and Ketel on the other. Ooh, tries to play with the outside corner but can't get it to play with him. Ketel's lead the 6th in the NL with 10 home runs. It's no 14 home runs like Wilson Contreras has, but it's still pretty good, especially this early in the year. About 31, 32 games in.
Ball 2.
Yeah, I mean, that translates to about 50-some home runs in the year. So that's really good to have that many home runs right now.
He's out.
Sorry, doing the thing. Doing the thing.
Leading off for the Cubs, the third baseman, Nico Hoerner.
All right, Nico Hoerner's up. You may remember him up from earlier. I think he didn't get on base. Oh boy. Oh boy.
The first baseman, number 24, Anthony Rizzo.
Oh, Anthony Rizzo's up.
Oh.
Oh, Rizzo hits sort of into the shift. Can he beat it out? Oh, almost. Too slow.
Now batting, left fielder.
Kyle Schwarber is 1 for 1 with a single. Zach Gallen went from throwing 32 or 3 pitches, I think, in the first inning to almost being out of the second inning with less than 10 pitches. That's baseball. It'd be nice to do something more here. I mean, even if they were just taking pitches. Let's get this guy out of here as soon as we can. All right! Kyle hitting another hit. I think that's similar to what his last hit was, too, I think.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward is up. Putting him in the cleanup spot is not something I have done often. Dare I say, this might be the first time I've done it. If I did it any other time this year, it was a spite thing. Like it was as an ironic thing to be like, try and get his ass into gear. Oh, pop-up. Will it drop? It is into the seats. Hayward was 0 for 1 last game. It was a pitch hit. This game, he has a hit so far, which is, in 1 inning, is better than his pinch hit of last inning. At least he's getting some pitches thrown. It'd be really nice to get Zach Gallen around 50 pitches after 2 innings. Oh my God, I can't believe he swung at that. That was such a bad throw. But
Leading up for the Diamondbacks, baseman,
woo!
Eduardo.
Woo! Achoo! Wow!
No, that's not.
Blah! All right. Eduardo Escobar, 110 home runs in 9 seasons. I feel like his power numbers have went up a lot, though, I feel, his last couple. I didn't realize he had been around that long. I'm going to see how old he is. He must have been playing from us. Like, he must have started playing real young, because I didn't think... Yeah, he's 31, so he started playing when he was 21.
1 and 2.
It's weird now that people are having breakout seasons when they're like 30. Strike 3. I feel like the math is having people completely change the way they've swung a bat their entire life. So now all of a sudden people will go, and hopefully it's that and not steroids. I don't think it is. I mean, people are still getting in trouble for steroids and other PED stuff, but out of nowhere, people are suddenly starting, and also the ball's sort of juiced, so it's hard to tell. But people are hitting home runs now. Wow, 0-2. Carson Kelly and Jose Quintana. We'll see how this one goes.
Ball, hot.
One-two count to Carson Kelly from Jose Quintana. Kelly's batting .333 on the season. Pretty darn good. Eesh.
2-2.
Now it's 2-2. Ooh, good pitch, but it's loads. The count is full. It fullens the count. 3-2 count with Christian Walker on deck, who's been real good. I think he was responsible for a home run last game. Oof. So I would say at least throw strikes here. You're up by 4 runs. You got a guy 3-2. Don't put him on base. There we go. Strike 3. It's his second or third strikeout of the game already for Jose Quintana.
Batting 6, the first baseman, Christian Walker.
Now Christian Walker's up, whose average looks really good, and I think he's got some power to boot as well. Said he's got 375 average on the year. So strike one. Strike two.
Oh, and two.
Pops it up. Deep, but not deep enough. I mean, not that deep. But still, 360 feet-ish. 360, 370. But not enough. As the Panera Bread song music plays, Hernan Perez is coming up. Heidi Watney. Hey, Heidi, how you doing over there? Good? Great? Good. Good. Fantastic. Yeah, sometimes they go back to, like, it's Rizzo. Rizzo's not on deck right now. This is, like, a glitch I've noticed is sometimes when she talks about stuff, they show the previous inning what was going on. Because Rizzo was a batter, like, is the number 2 hole, and the number 5 guy's up. So Rizzo, who they were showing, unless they're talking about him retroactive, I don't know. I'm very confused. Ooh, Hernan. Acquired via free agency in 2019. I'm guessing he's not getting paid very much. Let's see what Hernan Perez's contract is. I'm gonna say $2 million. $1 million. A 1-year, $1 million contract.
Oh.
And there's maybe another $1 million in possible incentives, I believe, is what it looks like. I mean, it's not a lot, but also it's
3 and 2.
To get paid $1 million to most likely be a bench player who gets less than 300 at bats. Yeah, there is that question of, like, obviously it'd be cool to be a star and make a bunch of money, but there's something to be said, I think, for being the player that's just good enough to sort of be there and just never really have to worry about anything, about how nothing being, like, on you, really, for the most part. Except for when they bring you off the bench to pinch hit and stuff like that. All right, Jason Kipnis is up with a man on first and nobody out. 1 for 1 so far on the day for Kipnis. Last 4 games, he's scored 2 runs. I think he's probably started one other game at least, maybe. He did get to start in center field recently, too. Which I regretted doing. He's not the best. I mean, he's a big old dude who's got some power. And I was surprised that was his secondary position, was center field. Oh!
That hit him. Thank you, mate.
Oh, it hit him! I thought they were gonna say he went.
Now batting, the center fielder, Albert.
Okay, it hit him. He almost swung at it, but in doing so, it hit him. Ironically, in almost swinging at that bad pitch, he put his leg in a position to get hit. So now runners on first and second, nobody out. I don't know what you do if you're on Mora here. I mean, I doubt they'll bunt, because then you could walk the 8th man and then have the pitcher up with bases loaded. So, no hit. But last 5 games, he scored 3 runs. He's been getting on base. He's 1 for 1 today. A lot of his hits haven't been the hardest contact, but you know what? He's getting on base. It's going to help his confidence. Hopefully he starts doing better. That he hit pretty well. You know, pop up. Will he advance? Yes, the runner's going from second to third. It's going to be a close play, probably. Woo. Schwarber, or no, sure, I don't know who it is. Somebody got there. And here comes Caratini up, who's also 1 for 1 on the day. He's had his troubles offensively as well as Almora has. Strike one. Oh. 1-1 count.
One ball. 2 strikes.
Pitch Caratini 2-2. Low. He takes it low with the pitcher spot on deck. 3-2 full count. I don't know if you have the runner go here. If you believe in the... yeah, it's Almora. I'd consider it. I mean... yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Caratini makes solid contact to right field. Caught, but that should be enough to score the run. And it easily does. So Caratini does his job.
The pitcher, number 62.
And now Jose Quintana is up for the second time in 3 innings.
Ball. Slow. Ball.
All right, okay. 0 for 1, Jose Quintana thus far. Pitch number 67 coming from Gallen. Strike, he says. Oh, that looks... well, he got some help from the umpire possibly there, but... the Cubs lead 5-0. I'm pretty excited about that. There's Heidi Watney. Not gonna... you know what? Let's not. Won't let me skip over Heidi. It is very insistent that I listen to Heidi, apparently, talk. All right, Heidi, you win this one. You're gonna just make me look at stats, try and wonder what you're saying. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Here they come. Woohoo!
Leading off.
Woohoo!
Diamondback. The second
Is that a good Mario?
Yahoo!
Vargas up. Yedamaro. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a little pop-up behind him. 7 for 15 his last 4 games. That's pretty darn good. Ball 1 from Jose Quintana. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, deep right field, right center. Caught. I didn't know what was going to happen there. Like, I could never tell. Could never tell.
Batting it, the right fielder, Cole Calhoun.
Owen. 1-0.
All right, okay, all right. 1-0 with 1 out. Cole Calhoun is up.
No. Two balls. Two strikes.
Two and two. Oh, it almost got him. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see how many pitches they let Quintana throw, especially if he's doing really well still. Strike 3, but it falls to the ground, so they're going to have to throw him out, and they do. So 2 outs in the third. His 4th strikeout.
The pitcher, Zach.
And there's nothing more delightful for a pitcher than to pitch to the other pitcher with 2 outs.
Owen.
As I say that, he throws ball 1. Yeah, so we'll see here. Pop fly, shallow and caught. So Jose Quintana is through 3 with no hits. I don't think he's walked anybody. A little early to talk about a perfect game. Maybe I just jinxed it. Who knows? Who knows?
Leading off for the Cubs, the third baseman, number 2, Nico.
And here comes Nico Horner, who's 0 for 2 on the day, looking for that elusive first hit.
Nope.
Outside. Oh, 1-1.
That's the ball. Ball.
So Anthony Rizzo's on deck. 3-1 count to Nico Horner. The top of the 4th.
Okay.
Swings at what would have been ball 4. He just can't help himself from letting himself get on base, it appears. Oh, there he goes. He wanted to just get into the hit column. So now, Nico Horner is on first base with nobody out and Anthony Rizzo up to bat. Zach Gallen, I'm guessing he's going to get taken out here real soon. Yep. Called it. Called it. Double penetration time? Is that what that means?
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Diamondbacks, number 48, Corbin.
I just know pornography. I know! I know! That's why I asked. I didn't think I was right. I just know the things I know. Anthony Rizzo, 1 for 2. Yeah. Old Jesus. Jesus Christe. Anthony Rizzo, 1 for 2 with a double and a run so far on the day. With Corbin Martin now in the 4th inning. So the Cubs get to the bullpen of the Diamondbacks early.
1-0.
Which is kind of what the Cubs, good for them, because their bullpen, the Cubs bullpen is depleted. What the? Okay, it dropped. I was like, why is Horner running? Because that should have been caught for sure. As frustrating as the computer has been for a lot of things for the Cubs that I've watched, I can't believe he didn't catch this ball. Oh, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't understand why they don't run faster. Kyle Schwarber's up 2 for 2. He's had 2 hard hit balls, kind of pulled both of them. If he could put it up in the air with how hard he's hitting them, they could. Yeah, I agree. I think that's its biggest issue. I don't know. I understand maybe that if they had them move faster, that when you're controlling them, I could understand that being too janky or too like it'd be really easy to like go in the wrong, to read something wrong and move really fast. Perhaps they could do something. That's the only reason why I can think of why it would look that bad, is that for when players are actually controlling the fielders, is that if they actually moved at the speed they should be moving, it'd be really easy to take a couple steps in the wrong direction and have it completely just make the play wrong. So I feel that's my guess, but I don't know. Ooh! So 3-2 count, runners in first and second. Maybe they can calculate whether it's their so it's easy. Yeah, maybe. Same thing with a lot of the ground balls. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes players do take their sweet time to get ground balls if they're like easy outs. That being said, they cut it so close in this on like routine ground balls. Like they cut it where it's like a half a step, where they wouldn't usually do it by that little. They would like try to hurry it up a little bit more than that. Kyle Schwarber puts a jolt into one, probably going to be caught. It is, and it's going to hold the runner at second. I thought he hit that harder at first. Well, Jason Hayward's up 1 for 2 on the day with a single, an RBI and a run. So it appears that he, yeah. Hits it down the line, but foul. The bat boy is going to get it probably.
Oh. 1-1.
Strike 2. Here comes the 1-2 to Jason Hayward. Strike 3.
Now batting, shortstop, Hernan Perez.
Oh, that sounded loud. It sounded loud. I think it's going to hit the wall. It's going to score 1, and they're going to send Rizzo. They are going to send Rizzo. And he home. He there.
Now batting, the second baseman.
I don't even know who hit that. Who hit that? Is that Hernan? Is that Hernan? I'm happy that Hernan's starting to do well. I feel like it was Hernan Perez. I feel like I picked him up once or twice a couple years ago when he was on the Brewers, because he's got some He's got decent set skills. I feel like he's the reason he keeps on getting on teams is because he can kind of do a little bit of everything. Like, he plays in most positions, and he's got decent speed, and he can hit the ball, sort of.
Nope, that's low.
One and two to Jason Kipnis, who's 1 for 1 with probably a walk or I think he maybe had a sack fly, I'm guessing, if it's 1 for 1. Because he's been up at least twice. And Kipnis puts a little charge to the ball. That's going to be extra bases. Yeah, that's a double. That's going to score a run. And the game is getting, I was going to say getting out of hand, getting more out of hand.
Now batting, the 7th baseman, Albert Almora.
Albert Almora 0-2, but he's 1 for 2 on the day, which is better than almost all of his other days, except lately. He's been pretty okay. So I'm happy. I'm happy for him, and he's good in the outfield. So I'm happy that currently that it's 8-0, and that the Contreras and Bryant are both getting days off, and they won't need to have them pinch hit. Oh, the ball gets away, and Kipnis gets to third. So, a single was probably going to score the runner. Now, most definitely will, if there's a single, will score a run. Wow, I like how the ball is simultaneously rotating, but also staying completely in place. That's kind of insane. But yes. Strike 3, and that's the end of the top of the 4th. Well, here we go. Ahmed Marte in the bottom of the 4th.
Leading off for the Diamondbacks, the left fielder, Starling Marte.
Starling Marte. Jose Quintana. Here comes pitch number 37.
1-0.
Starling Marte's last 3 games of 3 doubles with 2 RBI. Strike 1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
One and 1 count.
No, that's a ball.
No, it's a ball. Blah. Probably gonna call Gerald here, see how he's doing. Ooh, almost got him.
Strike.
It's alright. Hang on the phone here.
Ball 4.
Ball 4. Uh-oh, the perfect game is no more. Let's see how he reacts. He shouldn't have been walking people in the first place.
Ahmed.
That's just silly of him to walk somebody when he has an 8-run lead and a perfect game going. I guess a no-hitter is good too, although that probably will be busted up here.
What is it?
Hey! What is it? Of course, Gerald is obviously quoting the song by Faith No More.
Yeah, he got him.
Are you familiar?
No.
That you just said the lyrics from it. What is it? Ba, ba, ba. What is it? You know, the you want it all, but you can't have it.
Oh, okay. I do know that.
Okay,
song.
yeah. But yes, what is it is our lyrics. You're a regular. I can't remember his name. People will be mad at me. It's a good thing Kyle Dre isn't listening to me talk about the Cubs here, because he'd be mad at me probably that I couldn't remember the lead singer of Faith No More's name. But how's it going?
I went shopping today,
Yeah?
and today was the first time, and I think, what are we, a couple months into this thing? The first time
yeah.
that the employees at Hy-Vee were actually wearing masks.
Yeah, it's funny that, like, as things are tampering, like I don't know. It's the same thing where it's like okay, we're gonna do a soft reopen, and it's like we just started getting tests that are like why do the things of getting the information that tell us things if we're going to just disregard them completely? Because it's like everyone's like, well, yeah, the numbers are doubling every couple days, but that's just because we have tests now. But it's like,
So
well,
I commissioned this study. I assumed that it would back up everything I already believe.
yeah, it is, and it's like I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind. Yeah. By the way, when I called you, the Cub pitcher had a no-hitter, and then since then he's given up consecutive doubles, and now they gave up a run.
That's me. I'm always getting them doubles.
Yes,
from
them
Wendy's.
doubles. Yeah, but it's okay though because they're winning 8-1 right now. So, which is why one of the other reasons why I called so early. It's in the 4th inning, and the game is yes, the game is somewhat in hand. You would say, one would assume, but
Much like my penis.
yes. Well, I didn't say safely in hand, or no, that's good because then it wouldn't be right.
Do you like my joke today is Casual Friday, which means I won't use a dress belt to choke myself?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, you're going to use one of those hemp belts you got at the White Rabbit or something. I don't know if White Rabbit sells hemp belts. White Rabbit's a pretty cool store. I don't know why I was like, hemp belts, White Rabbit. I don't know why I associated either. Although hemp belt's cool. I'm one of those people that's like, yeah, hemp. Why don't we use hemp more? Like, it's really absurd to not to have laws against hemp because it's not smokable. Like hemp's not smokable.
Well, people will try.
Sure. And you know what'll happen? Nothing. But
if they have enough oxygen deprivation, I might.
I mean, yeah. If you eat enough smoke, like yeah, if you inhale enough smoke of anything.
It's like that episode of Aqua Teen with the Moonanites and their Moonawana, and it's just a tire.
Is that just a tire on fire in the backyard or something like that? Yeah.
They put them in like a dome so they breathe in the tire fumes.
It's been a while. Is that one of the... I mean, I'm assuming there are a ton of Moonanites episode, but I feel like that one's a later season.
No, it's a pretty early
It
one.
is? I don't remember that one very well.
Appearance.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I had the DVD of the first and second season, and I don't... I watched the Foreigner Belt episode so many times.
That's a great one.
Yeah, still waters, but they're running... Yeah, oh, it's great. Who put this thing on Head Games? You're a jukebox hero. You've got stars in your eyes.
Carl is just one of the greatest characters ever conceived.
Yes.
On any show.
Yes. Did you ever watch during the... I met that... I was supposed to pick him up from the airport one year for Green Gravel. Casey Willis. And I talked to him some, but did you ever watch his? I know you're not a sports guy, but did you ever watch his? Yes, the lock of the century of the week, the Stone Cold lock of the century of the week. Those were great. Especially, it was great when the Giants won the World Series, because it was one of those things where no one thought the Giants were going to beat the Patriots in the World Series. Like the Patriots had a perfect record, and they were that's only ever happened one other time. That a perfect record, and so everyone assumed, and it was one of those things where Carl, it opens the next week with Giants win, Giants win, Giants win, Giants win.
That one.
You do or don't remember that one?
I do remember that one.
And I think his head's shaved.
Giants win, Giants win.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where he basically alludes to the fact that he bet tens of thousands of dollars on them winning, and so it's good they won because otherwise he would be dead or something like that. Yeah, because he's like, I bet 10 G's on that game to some fellas that you don't want to have to owe 10 G's to or something like that. But yes, Carl is a very good character.
One of my favorite episodes is probably the one where they accidentally kill him, and then the rest of the episode they keep trying to make him a new body because they just have his head.
Is that where they make him all out of eyes at one point?
Carl, can you see me?
Oh, it doesn't. He's in extreme pain when that happens, right? Because it's like if you were standing on your eyes.
Yeah, he's standing on eyeballs.
He's on there.
It's also at the beginning, Meatwad's like, we can rebuild him, we have the technology, and then it's hard cut to him with his head bungee to a tree, and he's just moving his mouth. He's like, hey Carl, can I swim in your pool? Yes, Meatwad, you can.
Yes, Meatwad. Yeah, Meatwad. Hey there, Carl. Can I swim in your pool?
Oh, Meatwad. That show is so much funnier than anyone gives it credit for who's not high.
Yes. And the thing was too, like I said, I had that season 1 and 2 DVD, and this was before the internet was after my freshman year of college, I had an apartment, my own apartment for the summer, and all I had was a mattress on the floor, my DVD, TV, and my GameCube, and just pot, and then maybe a dozen DVDs with my GameCube games, and I watched that probably more than I watched anything else. Was just a lot of those, because that and the commence of jiggling.
That's the episode with David Cross.
Yes, which it's funny to go back to that when I met him at Green Gravel, because there's this show that they do called, have you heard of the We Still Like You show?
Not really.
It's the whole premise is you basically tell a story about when you were a horrible person, or either when you were a horrible person or something really embarrassing. And so the point, and so you make it comedic though. And so basically, and throughout you telling the story, the audience will be like, "We still like you." But he has a story about when he was just hammered because he was on it, and he talked about how he approached David Cross because David, because obviously it's Atlanta, the Adult Swim stuff, and David Cross is an Atlanta comedian, and he said he was before when he first met David Cross, David Cross was with 2 ladies in a booth. At whatever bar he was at, and he was really drunk, and he went up to him and introduced himself and gave him his card, and David Cross was just mockingly took his card and was like, "Oh, thank you so much," and kissed the card and be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna totally call you back," just being a huge asshole to him. And then he said another time when he was trying to get Will Ferrell for the movie, was that he was at some bar and really drunk in a bar in New York, and Will Ferrell was in the next room, and he was talking to Tina Fey. So this had to have been early 2000s, and he was trying to get hooked up with Will Ferrell through Tina Fey, So he was like, he said he was drunk, and he was just like, "Do you know anyone like famous?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "You mean like Oprah?" Like,
Your attention, please. Now,
but I remember that because you can ask questions about the story later, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "The David Cross story." I was like, "He was on your show later, so like what?" There had to have been more meetings, and he was like, "It's a whole nother thing," and I was like, "All right, that's fine." But it's just funny to me that the first thing was like the fact that there would be more meetings after like openly getting made fun of by someone that you like respect and want to have. Or well, I don't know if he was I think maybe he was just like being like messing with him, maybe, because I can imagine because I think David Cross was one of like the big because he's from that area, and I mean, can you think of any other like huge name stand-up comedians from Atlanta? So I'm sure he got bugged a lot. So I'm sure every now and then he was just like, and also David Cross just seems like he'd be an asshole anyway a lot of the time.
Well, he kind of got me too, didn't he? Kind of.
No, not that I'm aware of. He did a thing where he got in trouble for being sort of racist.
That's what it was. Yeah,
he was trying to say he was making a joke to the what's her name, the Asian.
The exact words were "ching chong bing bong."
Yes, his thing was he was like ironically making fun of like people in the South, is what he said. Where he was like, "Oh, I was nervous. I was meeting my girlfriend's friends for the first time, and I was like making it." And I kind of maybe like. There is that thing where people who are like, I'm so with it, and I'm so liberal that there nothing I say could be taken in the wrong. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because I feel like
I know what you're talking about.
I feel like where that's happened a few times, where Nancy says David Cross is a dick and kind of racist. But you can hide the bad stuff. And School of Frog says you can hide the bad stuff in hemp. And they also said something about Faison Love. I like Donald Faison. I think Scrubs is fucking stupid. I hate Zach Braff. I fucking... I'll say it's a guilty pleasure, but it makes me angry too. Like, I don't like the going back and forth from absurd comedy to absurd drama. Like, I don't like it a lot of the times. I think it really...
I think Scrubs is brilliant.
I will certainly not say that. It fucking annoys me. And I love John C. McGinley until I realize that character is the exact... Like, 90% of that character is rehashing the same two jokes with different words.
Did you ever hear the story of John C. McGinley talking about, like, auditioning to be on Scrubs?
No.
Where, like, in the casting call, they said, we're looking for a John C. McGinley type. And he went in and he's like, well, it's me. And they're like, they still made him audition.
Did they really?
Yes.
Can you imagine? Like, I would almost be angry at that point. I'd be like, really? You want someone who's like me, but you don't know if you want me. It's like how Charlie Chaplin placed third place in the Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest, where it's like, how? Faison on Clueless, yeah, hell yeah. Faison on Clueless is good too. Sorry, I'm talking to Nancy and School Frog on the Twitch comments. But I do like. Have you ever seen Wagons East, Gerald?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm very interested to. There's certain movies that I kind of enjoy, but at times I wonder that if I saw them for the first time now, if I would enjoy them. It's John Candy's last movie. And it's Richard Lewis, John Candy, John C. McGinley. I'm sure there's other names I'm not thinking of. But John C. McGinley plays like the obviously homosexual who's not... basically like a Paul Lynde type character, where it's like he never says he's gay, but like it's like everyone just thinks he's peculiar. Nancy says casting and what? For Scrubs, I believe, Nancy. Luis Guzman has the same story in casting. Oh, never mind. School Frog was saying Luis Guzman has the same story in casting, where they wanted a Luis Guzman type, but they still had to do it.
I'll bet that happens to all of those
Sure.
big character actors, like Trejo. I'll bet that happens to him.
Yeah, although I bet Trejo books Trejo the type seems like he's the type where he's I don't know how much he charges, but I bet Trejo's just like, give me $5 to $20 grand and I'll do whatever probably. I don't know.
Have you seen Machete?
I have not seen Machete. Is it good?
It's fun. It's a fun little. It's it's one of those style intentionally.
Yes, it's a grindhouse.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I have. I feel like I've actually have seen some of that. Is there only one?
Oh, there's two.
Okay. Did you know this? He is credited at his character name is Machete in like 8 movies.
Interesting.
I think so. I'm pretty sure because I remember that being a trivia question where they're like Danny Trejo, or where they like, I don't know. I need to relook that. Danny Trejo and Spy Kids. I haven't seen any of the Spy Kids movies.
It's like what's his name? Belzer being Butch and like the record number of shows.
Oh, Richard Belzer.
Yeah.
In that what show was that?
He's Detective Munch.
Oh, okay.
Homicide.
Yeah.
And it moved to whatever the New York one is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never saw any of those.
And then went to Law and Order SVU.
Did it?
And he's on Arrested Development. He's on X-Files. He's on
As
Sesame
that character?
Street. As that character.
Really? That's really funny.
So he has like the record for the most of a single character on that many different shows.
No, School of Frog, none of this is going to be on the test later at 9. There is a baseball category, and there is a Cubs question in the baseball category, and then there's another baseball question that's part of a miscellaneous category where each Gerald, you'll find this interesting maybe. Where the category is called like it's all connected, where every answer is connected to the is connected to the answer from the previous question.
Okay. Just right here, I know the baseball one. It's that baseball was invented by Abner, the pig from Hey Arnold.
Yes. Exactly.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yes. Yes, that's true. You've ruined the whole first question, Gerald. Actually, baseball's the first category too, and the first question is really easy. I start out really easy, and then it gets kind of hard. I feel like the questions I did ask. There's also a you'll like this one probably. Movies before and after.
Yeah.
Like if it was like Tom Cruise is blowing secret agents Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, and he's a lawyer, it'd be A Few Good Men in Black, that sort of thing.
I gotcha.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's one of the categories.
Do you ever watch The Ridiculous Six?
I tried. I maybe watched 5 or 10 minutes of it, and
Did you see the baseball scene?
No.
So
No.
it might be the only really funny scene in the movie.
Yeah, what did they do?
It might be Turturro. I can't remember who plays it, but it's Abner Doubleday, and he's like making up the rules as they're playing the game to support himself. Like it's 2 strikes and you're out. 2 strikes, and then he misses, and he goes, 3. That's strikes.
That's really funny. Well, one of the reasons why baseball started, like the rules to baseball started so weird, is because when people started keeping track of stats, they the only thing they knew how to relate it to was cricket. So that's half the time of why it was so weird. That is like they're like, well, in cricket it's like this, so I'm gonna call it this. Like that's literally, yeah. It's very strange. Ooh. But man.
Now batting, catcher, Victor.
I bought a bunch of games today.
Did you? What games?
I bought the new Final Fantasy VII.
Ah, the remake.
I bought Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
Okay.
And that's it, just 3.
Is you know what's funny is do you remember how I told you how I was going to when I wrote for that company in Missouri, and then like thought I was gonna be one of the roles, and then they were like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be the role when I went out there.
Right.
One of the guys who, and I like looked at one of the guys who was like took over for the lead. I was kind of like, oh, he was in Star Fox, but then he's now in the Final Fantasy. Like he's in a bunch of video games, and he plays Kyle Leslie. Are you familiar, whoever that is, in Final Fantasy VII? He's a minor character. I think his name's Kyle Leslie or Leslie something.
I don't recognize that name.
Also,
Beyond which I don't care because I'll be using the Japanese voices.
Okay, and then also though he plays Herman in Harley Quinn. It's Dr. Psycho's child. He's also that voice.
Okay.
So now I'm less offended because I was like, oh, they did get a guy who was a legitimate person. Like they got a legitimate.
You would have been angry if they had hired Quinn.
Yeah, exactly. Just out of nowhere. But to be fair, most of his acting has, like, I feel like there are actors where you're like, oh, there are more of a voice actor because they're like animate, like, because voices are its own thing. You know what I mean? Just like how stage acting and film acting are a different thing. Like video game and voice acting are totally its own thing too.
Yeah, that's right.
Like they all, and I'm not saying that to take away from any of them. I'm just saying that some people have their wheelhouses in one or the other. But yeah, I want to buy some video games. I'm gonna probably buy the Mountain Blade 2 game, even though it's not made for. School Frog was mad. Tell Gerald, No, I'm not gonna. All right, I'm assuming it's a joke. Nancy says, "Tell Gerald Aerith dies."
What?
Gerald says, "What? Does the winner of the quiz get Mountain Blade?" No, the winner of the. I mean, I don't have Mountain Blade, so why would the winner of the free quiz get anything? School Frog was mad that they were charging $60 for Mountain Blade because it's early access. The other day.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
But right when it came out, I think it was 10 or 20% off. And they're patching it every day, though. I think it's fun to be a part of that sort of thing, because it makes it sound like some of it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, why have a job where you would get paid to do that when you could do it for free?
To be fair, it's one of those things where it's been in development for so long, where I think it's like that's one of those things that it's just like. But I agree that they should have had it be like, it should have been like half off. You know what I mean? Like if they are like basically admitting that it's not actually done, but you're just able to do so much more with that such of a large of a sample. You know what I mean? Like you can't really know how the game's going to work until you get that amount of people all playing.
I suppose.
Cool Frog says, that's what I've been saying. But, like, how much... I mean, like I said, they're not a huge company, right? And they've been doing this for, like, 8 years. I think they were just, like... I think, especially since with the whole quarantine thing, I think they were just like, if we're going to make our money back, it's going to be right now. Like, let's make sure. And I heard the first one was really good. Robert Flanagan spoke very highly of it. Of the original one, I believe.
Yeah, but he's Irish, so what does he know?
I mean, Irish know medieval battle. As far as medieval battling goes, I'd say the Irish, that's one of the areas I'd trust them in.
He's just trying to protect his Lucky Charms.
It's cool, yes. Yes, the more everyone's playing Mountain Blade 2, the less they can be chasing after ends of rainbows.
Now back, second baseman.
Oh, man. Oh, there's a War of the Roses. There's a War of the Roses game.
An ethnic group we can make fun of.
Yeah, Irish and French. The Irish and French and Italians are the main three that you can still make fun of. That are lots of fun to make fun of still, I think. And I'm part of all of those too, so I'll never feel bad. I'll never feel bad because I'm part of all those ethnicities.
Oh my God! Oh. get my net out. Sorry, there's a bug I've been trying to catch for a while.
Yeah.
I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Okay.
It's May, so the new May bugs are out.
Yeah, I'm real jealous of fucking people with Switches and Animal Crossing. Is Animal
you bastard.
Would you say is Animal Crossing exciting, or is it just like a pleasant, like relaxing thing that you do for like?
It's not exciting.
Okay.
It's just fun to build things and to slowly build up the resources you need to make things better.
Yeah.
I've literally spent just hours and hours making the place look nicer.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to me doing this.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what the game is.
Yeah. Do they have, I am interested, because this is one of my favorite part of all the other old ones, is when they would have retro games treasures. Like if you dug up, do they have that at all? Like do they have like Donkey Kong or Golf?
No, it's not really in this one. They
Oh.
might add that later.
I loved that. Or like well, on your I remember like when they were like, I was like, why would they ask me my birthday? You know? And then on your birthday, they'd like send you a video game, and I was just like, this is charming. Like the holy shit. Like
Well, the thing is, you can make custom designs. So like you could make like a shirt or a poster that had like if you wanted to draw out the thing yourself.
yeah,
You could do that, and of course, people who are very talented have done that sort of thing.
yeah.
Like you can make all sorts of clothes and stuff.
Can you sell them then? Designs?
No, but they do get like randomly sent to other people.
Interesting. That'd be cool. If you could, that'd be really interesting. I would really like to take a look at if Animal Crossing had like an Etsy where people could what's crazy about that is people could literally make a living off of virtual livings. Like I'm not even saying like you like sell them for like tulips in the game. Like literally have like a paid thing.
There are games that have developed economies that stretch outside of the game itself.
Really?
Yeah. So,
That's very interesting. Kyle Schwarber just hit a single. He has at least 3 hits on the day. He's up in that average. Spencer is now. Yeah, I'm the diversity hire.
what is it that joke I do where it's like, congratulations to the Irish on being white.
Finally. It was a long struggle there for a while to be accepted as whites. Luckily, racists got too lazy to actually, like, poke into your ethnicity. Like, they just want to look at you.
That bit that's like my impression of a racist in New York circa 1920. You know what really bothers me about these Irish? The way they're virtually indistinguishable from us.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
It's really hard to tell that I shouldn't like this person just based on their ethnicity. That's what really grinds my gears, is when I have to ask them where they're from before I know if I hate them.
That's why you say, what kind of name is that?
Yeah.
Because you want to know before you be racist.
Yeah. I do like, I was rewatching The Sopranos, and you know Leonardo? When they were like, we used to be from Leonardo, like Da Vinci, or, and they were like, why'd they change it? And he was like, because our ancestors were fucking idiots who didn't respect their culture, or something like that. Where he's like really upset, because they claim that they're descendants of, does he claim they're a descendant of Leonardo da Vinci? But that doesn't make any sense because, you know, Leonardo da Vinci's first name was Leonardo, right? So I can't remember what he said. Or maybe they were just saying, or maybe it was one of those things where people that hung out, because that's one of those things too, where people weren't necessarily royalty, but they would have the last names of the royalty. When they were just like, my last name is, because by the way, I do have I am linked in the bloodline to Nero. Because, I have a Perini or a Panini that was Swiss, and they think that they were descendants of Nero. You know Nero, right? The guy who was maybe the Antichrist.
It's one of those things where people aren't that creative, so you give them this chance where they go to a new country and they can say their name is whatever they want it to be, and so they come up with shit like, I'm a king. My last name's King because I'm like a king.
Yeah. Or like
when everyone does.
Yeah, or when everyone says, and I know the saying from like, because that's why who knows about the royalty thing, because everyone always is like they're from royalty, and it's all like, then why the fuck did they come here? Like either they aren't from royalty or they fucking got overrun. Yeah, because no one wants to because that's the other thing that's funny is there's a Sopranos episode where there's like where what's the guy who ends up marrying Janice at the end, towards the end? The bigger guy? The nice guy who likes trains. I think his name starts with a B, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He says something about his grandfather not coming in through Ellis Island because there was some problems with the law from where he was before. And they're like, oh, that's terrible. And he's like, yeah, but there should be a wall now. That's what he says. I love how we're all like, it was okay when our degenerates that wanted a fresh start out of the country that they had to leave or needed to leave.
My grandfather had a choice of being hung or being sent to the New World. He proudly chose to be an American.
Yeah, that's what on my mom's side, the rumor is that he just stabbed the guy and then he didn't wait around to see what happened. So it's like at best he stabbed someone who maybe got better, but the fact that that's the story of the best case scenario makes me believe that maybe he just killed somebody and that he left because he was just like, well, I can't be here anymore. So that would be the stereotypical sitcom thing of me if I went back to where my ancestors are from and they're like, Agincola's here, you know what I mean? And I have to pay for the sins of the great-great-grandfather, where they throw me into a pool of spaghetti and I'd have to drown in it or eat my way out or something. I don't know.
That kind of reminds me, I just watched The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Okay, so you watched the one with the Matt Damon and Jude Law.
That was super interesting.
It is
how
interesting.
He just keeps doing horrible, I guess spoilers for how old is that movie?
Mid-90s.
He gets away with it. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yes, and then also his voice impersonations aren't very good. When he's doing the dad voice,
do them. He's not trying to. He doesn't. He does a better impersonation of the dude's voice early in the movie, but then once he's actually pretending to be him, he's not doing it at all.
Yeah. Well, did you ever see? And because I didn't realize, did you ever see Ripley's Game? Is that what it's called?
No.
Because that's
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yes.
House in Florida.
Yes. Yeah. Is that where that's at?
There's a couple of them.
Okay.
But yeah.
But no, Ripley's Game is Malkovich as Ripley, and it's later on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I've never seen that one, but I would assume, and don't get me wrong, Matt Damon's fine in it. And then also, because I remember I've watched Talented Mr. Ripley a couple times the last couple years, but the first time I watched it, I was like, oh my god, as a child, I didn't realize how homoerotic it is.
Oh, yes.
They're like, you want to be, anytime a couple guys are in a bathtub playing chess with each other, it's kind of like, what's going on here, guys? Yeah. Which leads me also to, it's weird how homophobic, boomers are and old generations are, but the moment you get old men in a locker room, it gets super homoerotic, where it's just, all nakedness and people are snapping each other with towels, and it's wait, in public, you guys, openly will, not shake hands or, touch somebody on the shoulder.
It's really bad when you're having sex with one of your bros, and you're in the middle of it, and you go, oh no, you forgot to say no homo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then you can barely come because you're concentrating on how you forgot to say no homo when you're getting blown by your buddy, who's just a buddy, just a platonic blow buddy.
Well,
I do
It's
like
Popeye.
I do like how, or I don't like, I think it's interesting how there's the whole homophobic thing where it's more acceptable if you're the one coming, like they're getting blown. Because that's another thing in The Sopranos when they find out what's his name is gay, when they're like, all right, so the security guard was blowing him and then what? And he's like, no, he was blowing the security guard. And they all go, whoa, what? Where they're all like... My friend talked about was talking about he worked with a lot of Mexicans at a car wash when he was little, or younger, in his teens, and he talked about how that was a real thing too, where it was like if you were the one fucking, or you the one, like it wasn't gay because you're just trying to come. And then they would say the gay one was what they called the El Playo, I believe is what they would call it. And Nancy says it's not gay if you come in his ass while shouting Queen Pawn 4. Checkmate. Yeah, because that's just dominance. That's just being dominant all around. Both physically and mentally. Oh my goodness.
I'm glad we went down this road.
Yeah, I am too. Well, Gerald, if you're interested, I know you probably, I don't know if you will, but if you're interested in the trivia later, it's going to be a shit show because I'm doing an OBS stream where I haven't streamed from OBS, but it's like going to be literally like my camera, but then also a Google slide, and then also using Google Forms, and linking Google Forms on my Twitch. Like, it's going to be ridiculous.
I see.
But like I said, I think you will probably get if I had to guess, you'd get more questions right than most people, and you would also appreciate that there's two categories that aren't, like I said, there's a category where you connect movie names, so it's not just an answer, and then there's also a category where knowing the answer to the previous question will help you get the answer to the current
one of
question.
the categories is buffets that are next to abandoned woods.
Yes. Yes, you would.
Batting none.
Buffets next to abandoned woods, and then how do you broil it? or boil? Yeah, broil. I was just rewatching Last Man. Have you watched all Last Man on Earth yet?
I have not.
Okay, never mind. There's Fred Armisen comes in the last season, and that's all I'll say without giving anything away. But you'll like his character. His character's really funny in it. So yeah, give that a look. Well, it's the ninth inning. Rowan Wick is in, throwing darts 99 mile per hour. There are no questions about Shaky Cheese today, Nancy. Or are there? I don't know. But there are 4 categories, 16 questions. They're all, I think I'm going to have all questions be worth 2 points, which is kind of irrelevant because it doesn't matter how many points anyone gets. But there is a baseball question that will have 2 bonus points. I think I'm going to say it's a question where there's 4 answers, but I'll say if you get 2 of them, you'll get full points. That being said, the fact that there are bonus points means that that's not true. It just means it's half. So you basically want to answer all 4.
Is it how many hot dogs can I eat during a single game of baseball? And it's, let's see, that's 10 per inning.
Yeah, I was going to say. Because I know I ate, we were just, funnily enough, we were talking about how many I could eat in a game. And I talked about how when Pearson, have they still ever, while you've worked at Pearson, have you ever been a part of the hot dog eating contest? Do they do that anymore?
I've not seen this be a thing.
Well, when I worked there, it was a thing, and I entered it, participated in it, and immediately went home after it because I think I had somewhere between 7 to 9 hot dogs in about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. It was me and Quinn. Bottom of the ninth, yeah, one out, bottom of the ninth. But what was kind of nuts, and I think unfair, and I think you'll probably agree, is that the guys who won were eating vegetarian hot dogs. So they looked like they were just like real fluffy. You know what I mean? Like if you can't make, like if a hot dog if you shape popcorn like a hot dog, it's not a hot dog still, you know.
It's just not the same without the hog anus.
Yes, exactly. And so and what made me mad was the two guys that got second were like big dude. Like I feel like they put the work in. Like they know how to eat. They were two bigger dudes. A double given up, maybe a triple. But like a couple of skinny vegetarians won, and I was kind of I was pretty upset considering I was upset for the guys that got second. Thank you very much. Noe 1 2 3 4. Ooh, we got to catch the whole game. It is over. I got this probably, I would guess, at Goodwill or Salvation Army a long time ago. And yeah, so I might wear it tonight. It's a very trivia host jacket too, so it brings out the blue in my eyeballs. Should I wear this Cubs shirt too still, or should I wear something else? Should I keep this look for in an hour and a half? Okay, I'll continue to wear this. And there is one Cubs question, because I figured since it's the Cubs fantasy stream.
Every question somebody gets right, you remove an article of clothing.
Oh, caught it. I mean, I'm already not going to be wearing pants, probably. So, or underwear. So, that'll just be two.
So when I play strip poker, the first thing I remove is my underwear.
The Cubs are a baseball team.
So
Yeah. Whenever I play strip poker, I wear 7 pairs of socks. And they're always the last thing I take off. And they're always the last thing I take off. Ooh. But, yeah. I don't think I've ever played. You ever played strip poker, Gerald?
No.
I don't think I have either. I can't really remember, but I don't think I have.
I mean, money's good with me.
There is.
See, I have this thing called the internet.
Yeah.
That lets me see all the naked people that I should choose to.
That's fair. There are multiple Iowa Cubs players. Rowan Wick played in the pros last year, and it was really good. He's actually, I'm guessing he's going to be the setup man this year. And if Craig Kimbrell either gets injured or fucks up real bad, then I think Rowan Wick will be the closer. Also, I did bring up Brandon Morrow, who's on a minor league contract, because he mostly only got a minor league contract because his injury history's been bad. And so they basically were like, hey, we're not going to... And also, he had got a pretty okay contract a year or two ago from the Cubs, I think, and did get a pitch, really. And then Hernan Perez, who has a 1-year, $1 million contract, I brought up because David Bodie got injured. David Bodie had been doing really good this year. Was batting like .370. The Cubs win! Rowan Wick gets it's nothing. It doesn't get counted as a hold, I don't think. It doesn't get counted as a save because they were just up by a shit ton of runs. But the Cubs win.
Is that the dog from John Wick?
Yes. Rowan. No, that's Rowan Wick. This game against the Arizona Diamondbacks because I know that they are an expansion team. I mean, the Diamondbacks have been around for over 20 years, and they have at least one World Series, so I wouldn't say they're illegitimate. But I like where your head's at. The Diamondbacks are not a real team. They weren't even wearing their super ugly purple jerseys this game. Last game they were wearing...
They bite you, you gotta get to a hospital.
The Diamondbacks? Yeah. Yep. That's fair. But, yeah, Cubs win. The player of the game, I think that's Jason Kipnis. Yeah, 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBI, a run. Hernan Perez did okay. Anthony Rizzo, Kyle Schwarber. Yeah, they all did pretty okay. Jose Quintana, 7 innings, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 2 walks. That's a real good stat line, especially since, like I said, his energy levels were probably only at about 80%. So the fact that he was able to deliver 7 innings, he kept his pitch count really low.
80%. So he's like a DBZ character. He's like, this isn't even my final form.
Yes. Well, I think he must have pitched a lot of innings last game, is my guess. So, yeah. But Zach Gallen with the loss, 3 innings, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 earned runs, 1 walk. Gerald, thank you for being here with us.
You know me.
I do know you.
These phone calls are exactly the length of my refractory period, so it really works out for me.
Yes. I don't even know what that means. Is that when you're regaining your strength to come?
Yes.
Okay. So you're just eating like a peanut butter sandwich and an egg and maybe a glass of milk.
Exactly.
Yes.
Plenty of pineapple juice because I do eat it.
Yes, Jose Quintana is doing great right now. Nobody's keeping up with his workouts because it's hard to stay in shape during a pandemic. Yeah, but those guys all have access to equipment. And if they don't, they can literally... Like, if I was a professional baseball player, I would just order fucking whatever. Like $10,000 to legitimate pros that are making tens of millions of dollars a year. You could just be like, okay, well, I'll just order $10,000 worth of home. Like, you can get 1 or 2 things for cardio, easy, and then just some weights or whatever.
They could hire a mosh pit of people that they could run on top of so they could jog around.
What? Wait, what?
Hire a mosh pit of people that they
yes.
can run on top of.
Yes, and then they kind of prop you up. I like that you're upset, like being mad about the Diamondbacks being an expansion team is like being mad that Hawaii's a state, where it's just like been so long that it's funny that you're upset about it, or that you don't care for them, and the fact that they have World Series. I mean, that's one more World Series than the Brewers have. Up until the Nationals last year, it's the same amount of World Series as the Nationals / Expos have. Hawaii is cool and smokes weed. That's fair.
You think flag makers put out like throwback editions?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you long for a time when New Mexico wasn't a state?
Yeah. Like next month, the 1904 special edition flag. Do the Diamondbacks do anything cool? I mean, they gave Mark Grace his World Series ring. That's fucking pretty cool, I think.
The guy from Will and Grace?
Yes. Yep. Will and Mark Grace. That I would watch, actually. But also, I'm trying to think of the what else do they do in this school? Randy Johnson maybe had. Randy Johnson played for the Diamondbacks. I don't know if his 20 strikeout game happened there. The trivia starts at 9, so in an hour 40. I'm gonna end this here for a bit, and then the trivia starts at 9.
Well, German trivia starts at 9.
It's not a school night, it's Friday. School night implies that the next day is a school, right? Right?
I guess, yes. If you have Saturday school, it's a school night.
I already said I was going to do it at 9, and I told everyone I was going to do it at 9. You're going to fall asleep. What, did you take a bunch of benzos or something? It's 7:20. Drink a coffee, drink a Mountain Dew. Oh, account created 12 minutes ago. Who is it? Chris, is that you, Christy? That's my guess.
Christy?
Actually, I have no idea who it is, because actually you knew the Diamondbacks were an expansion team, so I don't think that's Christy. Who is no way? Who are you? A Trivial Pursuit. Just go get my 1980s edition of Trivial Pursuit. You ever tried to play a really old version of Trivial Pursuit? It's fucking tough.
Where it's like, what does the Earth revolve around the sun, or vice versa?
Yes. Yeah, and it'll be like, just like questions about spin-offs of the Honeymooners. Like.
Who is the king of Prussia?
2 name changes before times. Who the king of Prussia? Yeah. The Ottoman Empire's favorite nephew is, sir. You know what was funny about that?
Which Archduke is predicted to live the
Yeah, exactly.
longest?
Who's the most eligible Archduke in the Ottoman Empire? That's funny. Before the Cubs won in 2016, the last World Series they won was in 1908. And whenever they put it in perspective, I was always like, the last time the Cubs had won a World Series before 2016, the Ottoman Empire still existed. That's how long ago. Old Frankie Ferdinand. Anyway, Gerald, thank you for joining us. If you want to do the trivia later, let me know. I'll send you a Google form. But if not, that's fine too. Thank you for joining us, and I'll talk to you later.
Ooh.
Wink, wink. Bye, Gerald.
You know I have trouble when you talk during.
Yeah, you just like the Ahago. How do you pronounce that? I know you know. Ahago face? Ahago? How's it pronounced?
You're close enough.
But you know. I know you have to know. I don't believe you don't know. Ahagao? 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 Ahago? Anyway, I'll just make that face. There, I just did it for all you Twitch fans. But thank you, Gerald. We'll talk to you later.
Alright.
Bye. Well, that's that. I'll give you the next game preview. Gerald is gone now. Sorry, no way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. But tomorrow, so the Cubs are on a big streak. The Cubs have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in a row. And they are going to have John Lester versus Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray strikes out a lot of people. Yep, that's still the case this year. But he's 2-3 with a 4.04 ERA. John Lester's old. The game is rigged. My fro out and big mustache and chew tobacco. That sounds pretty dope. I would do that too. I used to, when I was little, I would get Tootsie Rolls and put them in my, because I knew I would see people, the baseball players with tobacco, and they would spit and it'd be like that weird brown color of spit because of tobacco. And so I used to get Tootsie Rolls and just like a ball of mini Tootsie Rolls and shove them in my mouth and then spit because the spit would look like tobacco spit. Yeah, it's disgusting, but also it shows it shows why they told players they shouldn't do that. It's because young impressionable kids like me were like, that sure looks cool. And now they, for the most part, don't do it, or they're not supposed to do it. For a while, even, they stopped. For a while they stopped allowing any form of smokeless tobacco into. Oh, is it still there? Allowing any smoke. Do you ever try a Reggie bar? I don't know what a Reggie bar is. The Reds lost. Oh. Yeah, we'll look at the standings. Good call. We'll look at the standings. So yeah, the Reds have lost 2. The Cubs are now up a game on the Reds. But yeah. Oh, Reggie bars. I never had a Reggie bar. I don't know how. Yeah, you must be. I don't know how long those existed. I don't know if I was alive when Reggie bars existed. But I liked O. Henry bars. Yeah, I know, like Mr. October. Oh, they still exist. That has to be so old. Mr. Baseball. Reggie Jackson Clark Candy Bar baseball card unopened. I should hope it'd be unopened. Could you imagine if someone's selling it slightly opened? Slightly opened Reggie Bar not eaten, or slightly eaten would even be more funny. Only one, but minimal bites have been taken out of it. Yeah, with $5 shipping. It's ridiculous. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna start trivia at 9. So come to trivia at 9. And thank you all for being here. Yeah, there's going to be, Nancy, there's going to be trivia on the stream. Send me your Gmail account, and I will send you the form for the first round. And then there's going to be 4 rounds. And then each round after that, I'll like share the link for the forms in the Twitch comment page. I'm guessing it's Nancy is who you think they are. You reveal yourself, no way. No way. 1, 2, 3, 4. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'll be doing it through that, because I was going to have my it's the first time I'm going to try and stream through OBS. This is really simple, where I'm just streaming through my PlayStation 4, and I have a PlayStation 4 camera, and I'm just watching on the computer. But on OBS, it's to be through my computer, where I have essentially, I import a bunch of slides to be like a slideshow presentation, along with the camera on me, along with also watching comments and trying to figure out what's going on there. So it's going to be weird. But hopefully it'll go okay. I don't know how it's gonna go, but hopefully it'll be fun. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys in an hour and a half and a minute. I'll probably even start the stream a few minutes before, so people can start getting on there. So see you guys in a bit. Bye.